Sergeant.
Good morning, sir.
Alright, Junior, you see, go ahead.
Mrs. Sway, what is RP13, sir?
RP13 is non-faction like roleplay. So what it means, ma'am, is basically, we need to act like a soldier at all times, talk like a soldier at all times, and we shouldn't be discussing otherwise outside of those means unless permitted.
What is RP14?
RP14 is the sexual harassment RP direction, which includes all forms of harassment or discrimination or against race, religion, sex, those things, man.
Yes, sir. And what are the 5 base rules?
Ma'am, did you say basic rules or for the base, ma'am?
The 5 base rules, sir.
Uh, if it's the rules of the base, ma'am, should be respect everyone. You know, the shooting macros before you actually engage. There's, if it's the rules of the base, ma'am, there's more than five, but English communication is the major language of what we speak here, um, as well as vehicle permissions, um, making sure that we're not, spawning vehicles or doing any of that, because that's for a general or above for spawning those things. And then obviously, if you're going to go on a business run, uh, we can't go alone. Body cams must be on, and it has to be under a supervision of a colonel or above, man. But uh, as a additional note, ma'am, if it was a basic rule, um, um, it should be no AFKing. It you have to clock in, clock out. Um, if there was no driving on base without permission from a general, um, no lawful shooting or tasing of soldiers, civilians, police department, or anyone, and that's to include, unlawfully playing with the taser. Make sure we respect all soldiers, especially adhering to the higher rankings, and no leaving base without permission of a general. And obviously, as I stated before, you must be accompanied by a colonel above. Uh,
Thank you, sir. And what is Army rule number 5?
so, Army rule number 5 is soldiers can't take a carrier or a special car without permission from the general, deputy, or leader. Uh, the reprimand or the punishment is one warning.
And sir, Army rule number 6.
So that's Army rule number 6 should be basically, you know, not non-observant or not following orders of the generals, deputies, or leaders, which is punishable, which can include one reprimand or dismissal by the leader.
Yes, sir. Let's say somebody approaches you at Westgate and they are being disrespectful towards you and it's another soldier. What would you do in that situation?
In that situation, ma'am, be professional at all times. Always call them sir or ma'am respectfully. Um, at that time frame, depending on if they stepped on the pavement or they didn't step on the pavement, would basically still be the same conduct with the exception of if they stepped on the pavement, I would reiterate to them to get off the pavement and proceed off the pavement, and then we can continue the discussion from there. As If they don't proceed off the pavement, obviously escalation of force. Depending on if they're coherent, to the warnings. We can escalate it from warning one, warning two, warning three. If they're coherent, if they're not, then obviously that escalation is going to proceed to getting them down, and then sending them to HP. If they're off the pavement and they're coherent talking, um, then the same thing. We will address warning if they have no business here, and obviously if we're not hiring, we'll give them warning one, two, and three, respectfully, in those durations to give them enough time to vacate the premises. If unfortunately they do so, proper escalation of force. We're gonna tase them to ensure that they understand that they need to vacate. If they continue to proceed or they choose not to leave, then we will proceed with lethal force, man.
Sir, give me just a second, sir. What is your current rank and your duties?
Man, my current rank is sergeant. So basically, my major responsibility is standing post on Westgate and or AP, depending on where my leadership needs me for those primaries. Um, and just making sure good order and discipline.
And what's your next rank and duties?
My next rank should be first sergeant, ma'am. It's pretty much the same thing with Westgate and AP. Um, but the difference is I have the ability to grab a vest and continue to protect those gates and maintain good order and discipline.
Okay, Miss Burke, go ahead, ma'am.
Alright, let's say you you're guarding a gate and you're guarding it with Kayla, and Kayla goes AFK. What would you do?
Uh, Ma'am, since General Ramsey is a general, um, I would proceed to uh, basically inform my higher command via Flobby, just to ensure that for per the rank, the respect is due. Upon giving approval to proceed, um, I would uh, basically discharge my uh, well, I would request to discharge my weapon to signify, the person being AFK, to get them back online. If they're still unable to do so, I would still proceed to request for a higher leader, just to make sure respect is due to the general, and then turn over that AFK protocol to the higher ranking person for them to continue proceeding.
Alright, not a bad answer, not a wrong answer. But yeah, you definitely gotta have your BC on when you do it. Um, Anybody that knows how to properly conduct an AFK check can do an AFK check. Um, at your rank, what I would suggest doing is putting in Flobby or Frig, at a possible AFK at wherever. If they say who, say the name, and then you can go ahead and tase her once. That doesn't work. Shoot, call her name, type her name, all the good stuff. Do you know how long the video has to be a proper AFK?
Uh, to be honest, ma'am, I don't know the exact time frame, but assumably, if there's no movement, at least within, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes of solid no movement, no response, or anything like that. Um, I would safely assume that the person is AFK at that time frame.
Yep. So, in order for it to be a proper AFK, to get to make it needs to be at least 8 minutes. I always go over that way I'm covered, but it at least has to be 8 minutes.
Solid copy, ma'am. 8 minutes. Got it.
Congratulations. You're safe.
Congrats. Congratulations. We can't rank you up, but it will be done whenever it gets done. Congrats.
Thank you, ladies.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.